Hello, weebs and normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. We've got our first stream of the year and the only stream of the year.
The last stream of the year.
The
Yeah,
last
the
stream
first
of
and
the
last.
year. The first and the last. We've got some
Yes.
fun stuff we're going to do today. Most especially, we're going to be doing some anime tier list based off of the shows that we watched this year. This should be pretty fun, I think. Last time we did a tier list was on the Game Club channel.
Our other channel,
yeah, our other channel, and that was pretty fun. We had a good time with that, so this should be pretty good.
I think so too. We got some people trickling in. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Timmy the birthday boy, Ludo, Atlas. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully the chat is working. On our other channel, the Game Club, we have been known for having just a little bit of technical difficulties.
What is this misinformation going around? Come on now. Come on.
So you won't be able to see the chat here on this layout. This is our usual The Anime Club layout that you guys are used to seeing. If we have some time, which we should, we will watch. If you guys have clips you want us to check out that aren't related to the stuff they're watching and aren't too spoilery for stuff we might watch, we're happy to check out some stuff. We can feature it down right here. And but let's flip over to, hopefully this works. Ooh, it worked.
Hey,
okay.
There we go. Okay.
There
nice.
we go. Nice. And we got the tests in there. Perfect. Hello, everyone. All right. Yes. So
okay.
What a year it's been, George. It's this is a first year. We'll probably do a first anniversary stream at probably in January, maybe.
Yeah.
So that'll be our first
Celebrate.
anniversary. We started January, like one of the first weeks in January. So yeah, this is it's gonna be pretty exciting. It's been a great year for the Anime Club. We're really thankful for everyone for supporting the channel. Like seriously. The growth has been awesome. The feedback, the comments, we read pretty much everything. It's awesome. We're really glad.
Yeah, we can't get back
it.
to everything because then we'd be, sitting in front of the computer the whole day just replying.
Right.
But it's awesome getting to hear what some of you guys think. Yeah, it's just incredibly humbling. Like I
100%.
can't believe we're already over 2,000 subs in a year, man. Let's go, dude.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's really good. It's great.
Yes.
The beard keeps me coming back. Thank you, Asa. Mau and Frieren, let's go. That's right. Stream is held together by duct tape, are usually the best. That is literally...
This one is certainly duct tape. There's one less element, thankfully, which is we don't have to manage a Twitch stream simultaneously. Our other channel, it's like a freaking Jenga tower where just like blocks are stacked on top of each other. We got like gameplay and like I'm streaming to Graham, he's streaming to me, and we're like doing this whole thing, but
crazy.
It works.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so if you guys have questions and stuff while we're going through, feel free to like ask. That's totally fine. We'll just be having fun, going about our time here on the stream. So yeah, without further ado, should we just get into it? I'm noticing that my hair is being cut off here in this vantage point.
You just gotta squat down a little bit. That's all you gotta do.
Slouch a little bit more than usual. Yeah. So well, it is what it is. Maybe I can just a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's going to frick up the other scenes, but we'll deal with it.
That's all right.
Question number 1. Why is George such a Chad?
You're just born with it. You're just born with it. Oh, Mokana. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Mokana.
I thought it was Atlas. My bad.
I thought it was... I gave George misinformation. Don't worry. I was spreading misinformation on the internet.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Hello, Mokana
from the Discord. So if anyone's not on the Discord, join. We'd love to have more people on there.
Yeah, we have a great time in the Discord. It's really friendly. There's no subtle freaking click vibes on our Discord. Everyone just has lots of fun. It's a little tight-knit community. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Mokana wa Mokana desu. So desu yo. All right. So I think we should get into it here, George.
Okay. We are going to be ranking all the anime we watched this year.
That's right. We'll probably talk a little bit about it. These are in no particular order. I did purposely put Frieren at the end.
I think everyone knows what both of our ranking will be for Frieren. So
right,
it's probably good to put it at the very end, I think.
Sure. All right, so here we go. We've got our rankings. So, of course, the first show that we watch, I think it was the first show. It was was it in the Thursday slot or was it in the Tuesday slot? I don't remember actually.
I don't remember either, but it was the first one you brought up to me.
True.
When you're like, dude, we should do this, and this is the first show we're gonna watch, and I was like, do we really want to do this? And you're like, yes, we really want to do this. And I was like, all right, I guess.
Oh boy, George.
So I guess we can give some deep lore now that we're getting into this.
Okay.
Some stream exclusive. Yeah. So Graham, I kind of said Graham's been trying to get me to watch anime for a while, but like when I say he's been trying to get me to watch anime, he's been like really trying. He's like been like feeding me shows like, dude, you got to watch this. We got to watch this. He even like scheduled out before the anime club was even a thing.
That's
he's like,
right.
Dude, we should sit down every Sunday night and just like watch an anime. I have all these anime that you're going to like, you're going to love, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know, dude. Do I even want to get into anime? Like, there's so many things I'm doing already. So many things I want to do. Anime is like at the bottom of the list. And then he would always come back with, bro, you liked Attack on Titan. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I certainly did like Attack on Titan. And so that's kind of how it started rolling. And I guess it just kind of evolved. Where did the spark? I guess I never actually asked you this. What was the impetus for, you know what, we should do an anime club?
That's a great question. Yeah, because the game club was made years and years ago. It's almost amazing that we didn't come up with the game or the anime club at some point. There were a couple of times where people in the game club had asked us about anime or asked us to watch certain things. And I thought, I wonder if it's, something people would be interested in, our takes on anime. Like people like our takes on games and stuff like that. So I wonder how an anime club would do. And, it seemed at the time, and it kind of is in a sense, easier to do the anime content. There is a lot of work involved still, just especially because of the way we kind of edit it and stuff like that. So, that's just kind of the way it was. It was like, all right, well, anime might be all right. It might be fun. I was totally unsure that anyone would even watch our content at all, to be totally honest. I was like, all right, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. But, yeah, I don't know. It worked out really good. People have been super kind to our channel. We've been having a great time.
I think the order in which it went probably softened me up to it, because it was almost like bro, we're already watching anime on Sundays anyway. True. So why not just record it? And I was like, I guess you have a point. So yeah, it's been interesting. An interesting.
That's right.
So
and
far.
I knew it was the only way. This is the true lore, the lore behind the lore. I knew it was the only way to get George to watch Nekopara.
Oh my gosh.
That if we had a channel freaking dedicated to anime and we had a goal for 10,000 subscribers, everyone, tell your friends, get everyone to subscribe. 10,000 subscribers, we'll be watching Nekopara. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. No. Love your content, gents. Vinland Saga Season 2, when? That's a great question. Should we drop when it's coming?
Sure, why not? Why not?
All right. If you're on the stream and you watch the stream, this is an exclusive for you. We're going to watch Vinland Saga Season 2 after Steins Gate Season 2 or Season 0, whatever.
After we finish Jobless, no?
Oh, frick, you're totally right.
Steinless?
Yes, yeah. You're right. Jobless is coming after Steins Gate.
Then Jobless.
Jobless?
Vinlandless? What did I say?
You said Steinless.
Spineless. That's what yeah. But anyways, Steins Gate. Yes.
Steins Gate.
I'm mixing Steins Gate and Jobless. Steins Gate, Jobless Reincarnation, Vinland Saga Season 2.
That's right. Yes, thank you for correcting me. Yes. And it'll be Jobless Reincarnation Season 1 part two. We'll finish that up because we want to finish that up. And then we're going to go into Vinland Saga. We're really excited to check out Vinland Saga and get back to it. The reason why we're doing Steins Gate now is because, like, we have 2 shows right now where we have a season 2 left to do. And it was Steins Gate and Vinland Saga. And so we're like, we got to get these. We don't want to have, like, these season 2s hanging over us. So we got to get to them. We got to get them out. Steinless. Yeah, right? That was a good one. Yeah, we don't want them to pile up if we can help it. So we're trying to get them out of the way for shows that we really have enjoyed and want to make sure we get to. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we
all
watched
hitters,
freaking Stein, or now I'm going to say Steinless. Oh my gosh. Steins Gate. That was like one of the first shows we watched. So we couldn't do Vinland Saga season 1, then season 2, and then Steins Gate season 2. Like, you know, it came first, so we got to get that one out first.
That's right. Jujutsu Kaisen was a little special because that was like it was alongside Steins Gate. Steins Gate took the backseat a little bit, but I mean, we had a lot of fun with Jujutsu Kaisen, and those episodes did freaking numbers. Holy frick, that was crazy. That was a crazy time.
That was crazy time. Yeah. Okay. Well.
All right. Well, we've been not stalling purposefully, but we've been chit-chatting enough. No furry, surely no furry anime. Don't worry. Nekopara is not furry.
Please no.
But we will get to some furry stuff at some point. I'm sure. Actually, you know, it'd be sick watching Beast Stars. I think it's called Beast Stars, right? That would be pretty sick. Does anyone else want to see Beast Stars? I would like to watch that. That sounds pretty fun. I don't
know what that is.
George doesn't know anything about Beast Stars, and that's a little surprising. I could have sworn that you've seen it. Beast Stars, I think it's called. It's a Netflix show. It's a 3D. It's okay. You watched Hoseki no Kuni, Land of the Lustrous, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you loved that show. That show was freaking sick, right? The same studio.
I liked it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right. That's good.
Love
Beast
is
Stars,
probably strong, but enjoyed is more accurate. Yeah, yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I love the show. All of those girls are my type. But
yes, that's true.
The studio that did Beast Stars also did Hoseki no Kuni. Okay. So it's a 3D animated furry show, basically. But I've heard it basically is just like fantastic. I was going to make some comparisons. It's like, you know, Zootopia. You enjoyed Zootopia?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
It's basically like Zootopia in a sense where they really lean into...
So it's not furries. It's like
anthropomorphic?
Yes.
That's what furries are. Welcome to what furries are, George.
Well, no, because like
that's literally what furries are. What do you mean? That's literally furries.
Is it? I guess I just have like a different perception of furries, I guess. I don't know.
What is going on? Of course, that's literally what furries are, bro. It's like anthropomorphic animals. Chat, am I wrong on this?
But, well, like, I thought furries was like humans. Like it was accepted that it was a human inside the suit. Like it wasn't like an actual animal.
No, the reason why the people dress up as animals is because they can't transform into actual animals. It's the only way that they can get that close is by dressing up. The furries is just anthropomorphic animals. Yeah, it's all furry stuff. Cat girls are better than furries, so we'll be fine. 100%, Timmy. 100%. Absolutely.
Graham's going to awaken something in George at this rate. Trust me, Mokanut. Graham has been trying for years, and nothing has been awakened.
We'll get him eventually. No, George, do you regret not getting into anime earlier? Great question, Mokanut.
No. I think this was the way it was supposed to be. If I'd gotten into anime earlier, there would be no game club or no anime club. So I think this is the way it was supposed to be.
Fair enough. Oh, I saw that one. Illegal Beagle. If that's what you're seeking, watch Odd Taxi. Oh, buddy, we're going to be watching Odd Taxi on this show. Yeah. All right, trust me.
Whenever you get excited, I just get a sinking feeling in my stomach that I'm going to be in for some like torturous things. Because, okay, listen, before the anime club, Graham was very measured about the anime he introduced to me. He was always like, well, I have to be 100% certain that George is going to like it. because he's the one that needs to be entertained. Now, freaking Graham is willing to open the doors to whatever because it's the audience that needs to be entertained. And I'm just like, no, man, come on. What is this?
Great points. Great points. Hoseki no Kuni's great. Is absolutely peak anime for sure. The funny thing is, George doesn't know when a show is actually like super peak, and I'm excited to like have him watch it, and because it's gonna be sick, or like a show is popular and great, whatever it may be, like actual quality, or it's gonna be hilarious to watch George watch it. So I'm really excited. He doesn't know which one. Odd Taxi could be any of those. Yeah. George doesn't know. Yeah. Or Odd Taxi is freaking sick though. George is gonna love the frick out of that show. Trust me, it's gonna be great. Just like he'll love the frick out of Nekopara. And now you can't trust anything I say.
No. I haven't trusted your anime recommendations since the anime club started.
Oh, come on, George. Come on.
Oh boy.
Graham excited equals George scariest nightmares. Like that's closer to the truth 100%. Than you can imagine.
Oh, man.
All gas, no brakes. Speaking of all gas, no brakes, let's get into this freaking tier list, shall we?
Okay.
So,
let's do it.
You gotta admit, my recommendations for when I say that you're probably going to like something have been pretty much 10 out of 10 spot on, right?
Yeah. I mean, to varying degrees of enjoyment, but I don't think there's been an anime where you say you're going to like it that I've disliked.
Sure.
So yeah.
I'm good at recommendations. If there's one thing that I'm good at, it's recommendations. I'll tell you that. So, George, let's see. Speaking of this is my segue here. I recommended that we watch Steins Gate as our first anime. So I want you to start off the tier list in the honorary, whatever the frick. So I want you to...
Where do I want to put Steins Gate?
Exactly.
I'm going to... Yeah, I don't know how you're going to do it, but mine will be rank ordered. So the closer they are to the left side, the higher they are in that tier.
Sounds good.
For Steins Gate Season 1, I'm either thinking low A tier or high B tier. I'm going to start off...
If you could rate the show based off of the first half of it, before things got crazy, where it was more just a slice of life, would you rate it lower than you would?
I'd go B tier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think just overall, I'm going to put this one as high B tier on this one. It's a good show, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the twists and stuff, and it took a little bit to build up. The slice of life stuff, it's not that I disliked it, but it's not my cup of tea necessarily. So, yeah, I think high B tier is good for this one.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Without the second half, it'd maybe be like mid B tier, but this is like really right on the edge, low A, high B. I'll be a little bit conservative for now, and I'll put this one at high B.
Sure. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. For me, I'm gonna put it into. It's been a long time since I watched it, so I wasn't exactly sure how I would enjoy it coming back. The first half, if it was just the first half, I would have put it in B. Because I remember watching it and thinking a couple of times, like, maybe this hasn't aged as well as I hope. Maybe it's not as good as I remember. But then we got to the second half of the show, and I was like, okay, actually, this anime is freaking sick. And there were a lot of like emotional beats that really hit with me, especially with Mayuri. That's why Mayuri is the character on here, of course. Mayuri is just such a sweet fucking angel, and her suffering makes me hurt.
Yeah, there was that suffering loop.
Dude, and then her talking to her grandmother at the grave. I almost had a moment like I did on the Frieren show where I freaking couldn't hold it back, man. Her talking to her grandmother and talking about how she was suffering in her dreams, but Okabe was trying to save her, and then and
it was all like memories from other.
And then she said like, I wanted to tell him not to worry and not like it was okay. That was freaking devastating, bro. That fucking tore me up inside. And so, so I would say that is it was stuff like that that really elevated the show for me, really pulled me in emotionally. And so I'm saying it's a solid freaking A. Not the most like perfect show ever, but it's a fantastic show. I would definitely put it on A.
Yeah, I think to answer your question, Erdemon, yeah, a series can be reallocated because I'm gonna change my mind and reallocate it to A, because I think not only was there the Mayuri twist, there was also the twist after that with like okay, we figured out. I don't know how to go to like too spoilery. Like I know this is on our channel, so I'm not gonna be like spoiler free, but I'm gonna avoid spoilers a little bit. There was the one timeline, and we finally got out of that timeline, and we realized, bro, we just got out of the frying pan into the fire with like the other timeline, and then there was that other twist. So yeah, I think the second half of the season brings it up to an A.
There were some wild freaking twists with that time travel stuff, right? Especially right at the end, man. That got freaking insane.
And well, we'll see. I guess I shouldn't influence the first season by the second season, but the fact that they've been able to like not change anything from the first season and then just after the fact kind of come back and paint a whole new light on the show with season 2, that's pretty freaking impressive.
That's been pretty fun so far, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Chit, now, what are you trying to say about my girl, okay? Mayuri is a perfect angel. How dare. Just joined. Nogata's about to get hurled into F tier. Well, we'll see about that. Don't worry, guys. I'll go first with Nogatan. Actually, we have a couple anime before that. We'll get to it. All right, so the next one we have is an old, sweet classic. One that I personally recommended for the channel, that I knew that George would really like, and is Gurren Lagann. This is another show, actually, that I thought to myself halfway through, maybe it's just not as good as I remember. Maybe it's not. But then you get to that second half, man. These old anime, I don't know what it is. You get to that second half, and you're just like, oh, actually, yes, this is actually sick, and it's so peak. Again, I'm going to put it up in A. It's not like, if the whole show was perfect, then it would be an S rank for sure. But because the first half is like, it's good and it's important and integral to laying the groundwork, I just think you could probably do a more excellent job of doing that first kind of set of stuff. So I'm going to put it into solid A. Do I like it more than Steins Gate? No. It is hype. It's got a lot of hype. But Steins Gate has also hype, not the same levels, but it's got the emotional pull through. And so I'll put Steins Gate just ahead of that.
Yeah. This is a great one to try and like figure out, because I would say like the first 3 quarters were good, but I don't know. There's something, I think, especially the last 3 episodes, it just jumps to a whole nother tier of hype.
Oh yeah.
I think those 3 episodes are probably S tier worthy. If we were rating like episodes, like, you know, the episodes of each anime, all those 3 episodes would be S tier worthy. The rest, I'd say there's a couple that are C, a large chunk that are A and B.
Sure. That's fair.
I'm going to rate this one high B tier. I'm going to go high B tier on this one.
Okay. Yeah. It couldn't crack the 8.
So there was just parts of it in the beginning that
too slow, too uninteresting.
Not necessarily too slow, but they were parts that I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't remember if I even voiced it per se, but I remember thinking to myself, this is like a show for kids. That's what I thought. I was like, this is for children. But
that's fair.
The nice thing about Gurren Lagann is that the trajectory is upwards. It's not like one of those shows
which is so meta.
Like, you know,
it's such a meta thing. It's just like, it does really scale.
Yes. Yeah. And so it ends in such a fantastic way. I've actually gone back and rewatched some of the. So this is something Graham knows about me. I think I've mentioned it a couple times in the channel, but I have used scenes from Attack on Titan to pump myself when I'm about to work out. Also, the All for One, One for All fight.
Yes.
All Might versus All for One fight as well.
Yeah, that was
and
sick.
I'll send Graham like just texts of me screaming, just
my gosh.
and I'll send him the clip of
The clip that got you hyped. Yeah.
Yes, the clip of just freaking Aaron picking up the rock and just like his body is steaming from the pressure and the weight and everything, and he's just like, and I just pump myself up. I'm like, if Aaron could squat a rock that weighs like thousands of pounds, I can squat this right now.
Oh
and so,
my
like,
gosh.
it freaking pumps me up. Or Erwin's speech, "My soldiers do not buckle," and all this stuff. I'm like,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Yes, let's go.
Also like all the Lord of the Rings speeches, like they just get me to 11 out of 10 hype levels. And so
fair.
I'll send that to him anyways. So randomly Graham will get that because like the hype can't be contained and I have to like express it in ways that are just not only the weights in front of me. And so I'll text that to Graham. I've the last fight in Gurren Lagann, I have added that to the playlist of George's workout hype videos.
It's like bam, bam, ba bam, ba ba bam,
Yes,
bam, bam. Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, the things like its arms are crossed and it's like the like galactic sized robot and everything.
It's coming up and whoo.
Peak. So good. So good.
Explain to me why it doesn't go on A tier compared to Steins Gate.
Because I want to say that the last half of Steins Gate was more consistently A and S episodes, whereas the last 3 episodes of Gurren Lagann are strongly S, maybe even S+. But the first 3 quarters, while good, they don't quite reach that. So I'm going like overall season. Rather, because like my favorite moments in Gurren Lagann do, I think, surpass my favorite moments in Steins Gate.
But it was more consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what about that ending?
For Gurren Lagann?
For Gurren Lagann.
Oh, yeah, that too, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
I had so much fun cutting up your nose. I don't know if you ever went back and watched that section where you're reacting
I'll
to
have to go back and watch it.
We might even watch it on here. It was so freaking funny to watch you freak out about that. Oh man, it was hilarious. I had so much fun putting that together. That was great.
It was all that he fought for, man, and for it to get taken out at the end. No.
You guys got to remind me. We got to watch that. We got to watch George's reaction to the end of Gurren Lagann. That was so freaking funny. Oh, man, that was great. If I recall correctly, it was Gynax at first. That's true. It was Gynax. Yep. And then it was eventually part of Trigger. Yeah. Yeah, it's, true. Gynax became, I think I was saying Trigger like the whole time we were watching the show, but technically it was Gynax first before it became Trigger. But let's
studio-wise.
Studio-wise, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So, Jujutsu Kaisen season 1. Oh boy. I picked this for 2 reasons. One, because I knew it was very popular.
Real quick, I knew before we leave the Gurren Lagann discussion, I gotta answer this question. Question for George: Kamina or Simone? That is such a great question.
That's a really hard question. Wow.
Because you cannot have Simone without Kamina. However, the hypest moments at the end come from Simone. But it was also because there's also the end scene where like Kamina shows up in like their dreams.
Yes,
and it's just like a nice
that hits so
too.
hard. That's tough, man.
You know what? No, I think I'm gonna stick with my boy Simone. They're like neck and neck right there, but it's Simone on screen for my favorite moments, so I think I'm going to have to stick with Simone.
Yeah. You know what? I'd have to pick the same. Listen, guys, Kamina would pick Simone, okay? Just remember that. Kamina would say the man is Simone. And at the end of the day, yes, Kamina gave him the push that he needed to get through to the end. But at the end of the day, it was Simone that walked the walk. He was the one who took the steps, and he overcame it. It was sick, man. It was freaking sick. So yeah, I'll have to go with Simone too. But you're like you said, it's freaking really close. Actually, the correct answer is freaking.
It's gotta be the girl. I know it. Freaking Graham.
That's the correct answer. It's Nia. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's actually freaking Nia. That's the correct answer.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, so I picked Jujutsu Kaisen for our channel because it was a meta pick. Because I knew the show was really popular, and I knew that if we watched Jujutsu Kaisen, we'd probably get traffic, and I knew that Steins Gate would probably get freaking no traffic because it's freaking old. That turned out to be very true and very successful, which was great. But it was also, the other half was because I watched season 1, like the first 5-ish episodes, and thought it was totally not even mid. I thought it was bad. And so I was like, well, if we watch it on the Anime Club, I'll have to watch it because we'll be watching it and we don't want to just drop stuff all willy-nilly. You're welcome, Raka. So what did I think of season 1? Well, my opinion pretty much hasn't changed. And,
wow.
Well,
Graham
I'm not going to be
bringing
that
about the ire
rude.
of the internet. Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be that rude. Listen, it's not just mid. There's a lot of interesting things that are laid out in Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, but I think personally, the writing is a total freaking mess. Character motivations are fucking all over the place especially when it comes to the other students, not like the main cast. I thought generally the characters were pretty uninteresting. There was only like 1 or 2 things I liked about season 1. And it basically was all about, everything was just like, oh, maybe Gojo's a little cool for sure. And Sukuna is sick. And that was pretty much it. Sukuna was like literally the reason I was still watching the show. And he barely freaking showed up in season 1 at all. So honestly,
I remember you always attributing anything that was about to happen to Sukuna.
I was like, oh, it's Sukuna. It's Sukuna. It's Sukuna. Yeah, I needed him to come back because literally, and then they kept teasing the thing that, I can't remember what his freaking name is. They kept teasing the summon from the summon shadow jutsu guy. But like, I didn't know if like it actually had happened yet because, you know, it wasn't totally clear at that point. Like if like him cloning himself, was that it? Or what was it? And when he was fighting in the cave and stuff, I just was not into almost any of it. I didn't like almost anything from the season. It wasn't terrible, but I certainly don't think it was even mid. I didn't really have a great time with it. So anyone who's outraged by that, just wait till season 2, okay? Just wait till season 2. All right. So George,
Yeah.
what did you think of this? You have a very different take, I think.
Yeah, I liked season 1 actually. I don't think it's as bad as it was for you. One thing that I do struggle with Jujutsu Kaisen specifically, I don't know, like I'm looking at some of this other anime, maybe Tower of God did this a little bit, but I struggle, and this is specific to anime, but I struggle when stories try and create like names for every single thing, and it's not like it's like an in-universe name. So like every domain expansion for every character has like a name, and it's like titled something very specific to that character and all that stuff. And all that stuff, I don't know what it is, but it goes in one year out the other, and I don't like. I don't.
That's
remember,
a fact
like,
of the anime club, bro.
Yeah,
Names of characters, right out.
Yes,
It doesn't even have to be names of domains and stuff, bro.
Yeah, but like, so like when the world building brings about all these like unique specific names, it's even worse. And fantasy books are like terrible with this. They'll try and copy Tolkien, and they'll try and like invent some like old language. But like Tolkien's language is an actual language that's like exists, and he invented it, and so like things make sense. Whereas with like a lot of fantasy books, it's just gibberish to make it sound cool and interesting and old and whatever.
Right.
But yeah, so like that's just like across the board. When things start doing that, I forget, and it's I'm terrible at it. So like that was one thing that brought my enjoyment of Jujutsu Kaisen down. I think the characters are all cool. Freaking, we'll get to season 2 and you'll see, like, I think again, much like Gurren Lagann, the trajectory is only
Sure.
upwards with this. But I thought this was a very solid, very good show. There was just things that I struggled to understand with it, and
Sure. It's reasonable.
I think that's probably what hampered my enjoyment of it a little bit. Maybe and again, I don't know if that's a me thing, if
Sure.
that's a show
Or
thing,
if it was
a
the show
combination
thing,
of both. Right? Yeah. So I'm assuming it's probably a combination of both. But
Okay.
all in all, good show, good season, and I liked it.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah.
How is this is random. How's the volume of our mics, everybody? I just want to make sure the mic volume is good. If you find our mics are peaking or if the volume is too low, just let us know. I'll adjust it a little bit, but hopefully it should be okay. Hopefully it's been okay so far. George prefers one trick ponies Kamehameha Zoltrak. Too many abilities. Too many abilities.
Yes.
He just needs one ability.
So
That's it.
I've talked about this channel like all the time, or this book especially when we're watching Vinland Saga. But Joe Abercrombie's The First Law universe. The dude is wonderful at naming things. Like the head wizard is literally called the First of the Magi. This like deity that exists. His name is the Master Maker, and it's just like freaking super easy names. The dudes, the barbarians that live up in the north, they're called the Northmen, and the union
Wow.
of countries that lives kind of in the center is called the Union. And so it's just like super
my
easy,
gosh.
super straightforward, zero creativity when it comes to naming
Dang.
them. And I absolutely love it, dude. That's the way everything should be. The Master Maker, the First of the Magi. Like some of them like have like names, but it's like the Northern Witch. There's this like one thing where you can like speak and people want to do what you say, and the name of the spell is literally the Golden Voice, and it's just like, bro, keep naming things like that, please.
George is a simple man with simple pleasures.
Yes, exactly.
Japanese is much too
Exactly.
complicated for this lad. I mean, fair enough. There's been lots of times where we've both forgotten the names of characters, which is certainly a bad one, but abilities and stuff as well. So yeah, fair enough. Thank you, Raka. No peeking so far. Excellent. That's great. Good on your
Yes.
end. All clear. Thank you,
Fireball.
gents. Thank you, weebs and
Fireball,
normies.
exactly.
Yeah, fireball. Yeah, George is a fireball kind of guy. That's a great way of putting it. That's funny.
Yep.
All right, George, do it. I know it. I know what you're gonna do. Just
Listen,
do it
had
already.
It had a couple funny moments, but aside from the couple jokes, like there was like the Dark Souls joke.
I was
there
gonna
was,
say
like,
the
the
Dark
Smash
Souls one
Bros.
doesn't put it in
joke.
C.
There's the Smash Bros joke.
Smash Bros, Dark Souls,
There
the
was
skin
wearing the skin.
that doesn't put it in C, George.
No, bro, because I'm going like overall, right? You got to average everything out. So if it's like, a 10-gallon pool and you put some like drops of golden liquid in there, it's still a 10-gallon pool of water, right? So, or I guess 10 gallons isn't a pool, but like a bucket. So, it's even though there were some peak moments, it doesn't change the consistency of the water. It doesn't change the consistency of the bucket. And so I'm sorry to the Nokatan fans out there. I think the fact that she was freaking always with like her cutesy voice was even more.
That only made it
grating.
better. What are you talking about?
Dude, oh my gosh. Like,
Oh my gosh. You're the worst.
Current season 2 of Steins Gate has that problem with that one lady that's always like meowing. Like, come on, bro. Like, who
Ferris.
speaks that way? No, dude, no.
Ferris-chan,
Yes, Ferris, yeah, like, no.
Me and
That
Daru,
was a
man,
good-
we understand.
That was a good Daru impression.
Thank
though.
you,
That
thank
was
you.
pretty good. But yeah, sorry guys, D tier it is.
Whatever, bro.
What can you do?
Anyways,
Can you do?
anyway, so this is going straight up to S rank. Let's go.
No way, dude.
No, actually, it's
I
gonna
don't
go in
believe you. Okay,
a solid B. Yeah,
Okay.
some of the humor was really good.
On top of Jujutsu Kaisen season
Of
1?
course, absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
Bro, oh
No
my
contest, bro.
gosh,
I would
dude.
much rather watch Nokatan again and then watch
Oh
Jujutsu Kaisen
my
again.
gosh,
100%, bro. 100%.
don't
So
believe
let me
it.
lay it down for you. Yes, the jokes and stuff weren't as consistently funny as something like Nichijou, unfortunately. It wasn't the kind of over-the-top stuff that I was hoping it was going to be. However, there were two major things. There were some jokes that were pretty fun and some context that were pretty fun. However, the thing that really made it great for me to watch...
They were cute girls. I know. We all
exactly.
know, Graham. We all know, bro.
Yes, you get it, George. They were cute girls. The girls in the show were
disagree with that statement, but I knew you were going to feel that way.
The girls were so cute, and the voices were so cute, and I loved it so much. I could literally just watch it for the pleasure of seeing all these cute girls doing cute things. That's literally freaking it. I literally just enjoy that so freaking much.
There's no
If I didn't hold myself back, weebs and normies, if I didn't hold myself back, I'd be saying it all the time. Every time a cute anime girl goes on screen, I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. We're watching ReZero. Oh boy, George has seen Beatrice, and I have to hold myself back from being like, oh my word, why are you so cute? Yeah, freaking Mayuri, all these characters, I love them so much. I won't harp on and on about it anymore, but my gosh, I love cute anime girls. So anyways, that's a solid B. I'd watch it over Jujutsu Kaisen just because, first of all, I don't really enjoy watching shows over again, but if I had to, might as well throw some cute girls in there, and that makes it much more bearable. So,
oh my goodness.
Betty is a gem. She is. She is so cute. But anyways, we knew this.
We'll
we
talk
knew
about
this.
Betty at some point.
All right. So Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie, movie 0. I'm gonna put this in. Where do I want to put this? I'm gonna put it above Nokotan in B. It's definitely a high B, potentially low A. I thought the movie was really good. It was well paced, it had interesting characters, and it had some great tension. I was really confused how it was going to fit into the continuity of like the first and then the second season and stuff like that. But I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fun, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked the character that was there and stuff. I didn't really like what they did at the end of season 2 with him, but that'll be another story. Yeah, solid B. It was a fun little show.
Yeah,
better than season 1. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I liked it as well. Do I like it better than the... I'm thinking of putting it right here. The only question is, do I like it better than...
You have to move
the best
Gurren Lagann
episodes. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, should it be like this or like this? I think this is the correct ordering. I still think those 3 episodes of Gurren Lagann being S tier just...
Yeah.
Really great.
There was... I think there was only one scene in the JJK movie that was that level hype, and it was like the one scene like right near the end with how insane the like demon was that he had, and it just showed off some insane power, and it was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was fighting what's his face, Ghetto.
Yeah, Ghetto. Yeah, Ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was freaking hype. But yes, Gurren Lagann, that really, it had the hype and the emotional beats, and there was a lot of hype across multiple episodes. So yeah, I would definitely.
And it was also like the whole buildup of, because there was hype with the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, maybe even equal. Well, I don't know, but it was comparable at least to the to Gurren Lagann. But Gurren Lagann also had the emotional weight behind it, which just kind of send it
absolutely
above. But yeah.
Okay. Dungeon Meshi. I'm actually so freaking interested to see where you're putting this. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, I think this one is a solid A tier show. Do I like it more than Steins Gate? I don't think so. It's really good show though. I think it's really solid. Was this like a show we watched, or was this a pick?
This was a...
Like I think it was recommended to us, and we opted to watch it, right?
Yeah, we were watching it on the Thursday slot. I'm just trying to remember where we scheduled those. I think they were on the Thursday slot. Yep. So that was we picked that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we did. I'm very glad we did. I think the world building is awesome.
Oh, the world building is
incredible. All cohesive, and it's incredibly impressive. Like, hats off. Like, the world building itself is S tier. The fact that, there's other things on it, and the other aspects of it, probably bring are not quite to par with like the ecology and the world building itself, but it's still all like freaking really good show. The food always like fit in back into the story, which is another amazingly impressive thing to do. So
yeah, seriously.
So yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good A-tier show.
Excellent. Let me I'm just checking out when this went out. Yeah, I think it was just a pick. I don't see anything here about it was a community pick. Yeah, so it was on the Thursday slot, it looks like.
It was? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was a great show. Yeah, so I was really skeptical about this show going in. I thought I was going to get bored. I've said this before in the review. I really thought I was going to get bored, but it did turn out to be really, really fun. I would even put this in high A tier if it wasn't for the ending. I know that the show is like, it's a manga first and it's not an anime. So there wasn't like a logical season finale part to have there. So the ending from the anime wasn't really great in my opinion. I thought it was kind of almost a bad ending, right? It was just like, oh, okay, where's the climax? Like, where's the excitement here? It was just like, oh, we're going to have to eat my freaking sister's dragon half. I was like, okay. Yeah. Maybe if I was more into like a weird vor fetish, I would actually like that more. Oh my gosh. But since I don't, I'm going to put it at the bottom of A. There's some like that, like 1/3 near the end, middle-ish kind of part was really freaking interesting. I really like that. The cast, the cast is fun, 100%. Cheetna, the cast is really, really fun. There's some really cute characters in there, some cute girls in there. Marcel is cute, and I really liked it. It was much, much better than I expected, and got the seriousness that I desired came eventually too. And it was just always so interesting. Right? They were always doing something interesting when I thought that I would get bored, but there was always something cool and interesting going on with the dungeon. So yeah, I would definitely say a solid A pick for sure.
Yeah. It made me hungry a few times because we're always streaming at my night. And so sometimes I didn't have time to eat dinner beforehand.
Yeah, right.
And we're watching it. I'm just like, bro, why am I hungry now?
Funny. Yeah. All right. So next up is solo leveling.
I'm really curious to see where you're going to put this one.
Yeah, solo leveling is so interesting. I keep wanting to say that it's like not as interesting as it is, but then they keep pulling out these like twists, and they're not huge twists, but they're twists in the sense of like, if you think it's a generic shonen anime, then you're going to get these little nuggets of delight where it's not really just your typical power fantasy type of show. It does have these like nuances to it that I really enjoy about it. And so I think we haven't posted the last 2 episodes yet of... Is that true?
We have them scheduled out. Let's see what our schedule is.
You're right.
Oh, okay. We'll keep some of our stuff.
Oh, frick. I didn't even realize. That's a good point. The season finale has not come out yet. Ugh, I don't want to say too much, but I was pleasantly surprised with this one. I was pleasantly surprised. For those on the Patreon, you have seen the ending and our thoughts in full on it. But let's just say, I'm going to say it's really close, but I'm going to say it's a high B. It's so close to being an A, though. It's really close. It wasn't as hype and interesting as I think it could have been, but it was definitely more hype and interesting than I thought. Like, normally I think I would have put this in a C. It's like, okay, generic power fantasy. It is what it is. But this was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with this. So, yeah, I would say it's going to be a high B for sure.
Okay, that's very close to mine as well. I'm actually thinking high B or low A. The thing that I might tip it over is, I think, the animation quality. I think it's very, very good animation quality. Like, again, I don't want to say too much about, the ending because it's not out on YouTube yet, but those fights are very, very well done.
Yeah.
And I don't think I am as soured is the wrong word, but like used to or saturated with like the power fantasy anime, because this is like really the only one I watched. So this being my like first and only introduction into it, I'm maybe more receptive, I think, to that right now. So
Sure.
I think I'll do low A tier on that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think season 2 has a lot of potential to do a lot of interesting things, I think. So I'm really excited to see what season 2 does and see how the show kind of evolves with that. So
yeah, I've seen a few comments saying that season 1 is the prequel, which is very interesting. People were saying the same thing about Tower of God, which is they're both Korean. What's the term?
Manhwa. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, okay,
they're doing.
Is that,
they seem to be doing that a lot.
Is that like a thing that always happens, or maybe it's just these two shows happen to be that way? I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
well, as long as it doesn't turn out like freaking Tower of God season 2, we'll be okay. Jeez Louise.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right.
Let's hope.
George, tell us what you think about Perverted Baby.
This is such a hard one to rank.
Here comes the kid.
Yes.
Erdemon, yeah,
the
right.
Kid. That's I'm struggling because I get what the show's doing. And I can appreciate what it's doing and enjoy it for that aspect. But there's parts of this show, man, that I'm just like, I don't know. It's so hard. I think I'm going to give it props for what it's trying to do. And put it right here as like a solid B.
Okay.
So here's the thing. The theme of the show and what it's trying to do, I think, is actually higher than a B. A rank even, maybe.
Let's not go too crazy. Let's not go too crazy. But A, I can agree with that. Yeah, sure.
Definitely solid A. However, just because I can appreciate what it's doing doesn't necessarily mean I enjoy it, if that makes sense. And it's not that I dislike it. I do. But what it's doing and how well it's doing that isn't quite, my enjoyment of that isn't quite up to par for me to rank it higher, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yes, but
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, good, solid show. I'm actually glad we're watching it. Graham said it was kind of controversial, and that some people didn't like it. Some people
found out why it was controversial pretty fast.
Yeah, exactly. But I still think it's like a good story to experience, because I don't think this is something that could be done in really any other medium, like anime. Yeah, like maybe like. I think an animated show, so maybe like a cartoon maybe could work, but there's something about like Japanese, about it not being in English, I think, that gives a level of separation that maybe allows me to stomach it a little bit more.
For sure.
But yeah, outside of that too, the other like world building stuff is pretty cool. I'm actually enjoying that a lot. The fact that there's like demon gods, man gods, like all this other stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So good, solid show.
All right, very good. Well, I don't want to spoil. I just realized also we have finished it, but the episode for the end of Jobless Reincarnation hasn't come out live for everyone else yet. Whoops. But so I won't spoil it too much, but the first half of the show I really like, and I would put it into A for sure. However, the second half of the show I would put at high B. It definitely is
second half of the first part.
Of the first part, yes. I should, to clarify. So, man, it's really hard. I would have to say that it's probably going to go into B. It's really cool, but man, I feel like that second half really freaking let me down. So we'll have to see how the rest of the season goes when we get to it. But man, I don't know, dude. It's tough.
Okay.
It's tough. It's a good show. I again, I don't want to say too much because that video's not out yet, and we kind of really extrapolate. I extrapolated to freaking hell and back in that episode. Let me see, how long is that? It's like 45 minutes for like one episode, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. So I really extrapolated on what my problems with the end of the like second half of the first part is. We're going to do Attack on Titan level names here. Season 1, Part 1, second half, Graham's opinion. So it's it's good. It's really good, but I wish it was better. That's all.
Yeah. I didn't mind the second half as much as you did. My enjoyment of the first half and second half of the first part, I think it's all generally the same. But yeah. Okay.
All right. So, Tower of God. I watched it back in the day. We rewatched it again, and I just had a great, solid time the whole freaking way through, man. I just really, really liked it. It's just such a great, enjoyable show to watch. It's so good. It's so fun. I like the mystery of the tower and stuff like that. Really cool. Season 1 is an absolute gem. The animation is great. The style is really nice. I just can't say. The music is really good. There's so much intrigue. The fighting was great. Animation, everything about it is so fantastic. It's a really great, super solid show. It doesn't reach like super high peaks, but it's always interesting. It's always fun to watch. Really liked it. Great, great show.
Nice. Yeah, I think for me, I think you like it more because you like that dungeon crawling stuff. That's like really, really up your alley.
Yes.
I like it too. Not as much as you do though. And so I think I'm going to put Tower of God right here. It's a solid B.
Okay.
Good show. Very intriguing and interesting premise. And yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice. Okay, Vinland Saga Season 1, George. What are you thinking?
Oh, this is easy. This is S tier.
Oh.
Easy S tier. I am so excited for Season 2. I am really, like, a lot of the I'm an avid reader. A lot of the stories that I enjoy reading are about people's, the characters' moral quest in an immoral world. And that's like freaking Vinland Saga through and through. And some characters are able to overcome their weaknesses and do the right thing even when it's, harder to do. And some characters fail miserably to do the right thing. And suffer usually because of it. Sometimes even, things work out even better for them because they did the wrong thing, which is unfortunately something that happens all too often. But there's something about that theme that I don't know why it speaks to me so much, but it's something I really, really like. And so, Vinland Saga is basically that in a nutshell.
Dang.
Easy S tier.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't expecting you to snap so quickly. I thought maybe it'd be like a hemming and a hawing of S and A. Wow, it's straight up there. I am so
excited, dude, for Season 2. People are saying it's even better. Like, let's go.
Oh, boy.
Man. Let's freaking go, dude.
All right. Interesting. What do you think I'm going to put Vinland Saga at?
I don't think you'll put it anything lower than an A.
Okay.
I think either if you don't put it in S tier, I think you're going to put it even in front of well, are you doing rank ordering as well?
Yes.
On this, all this. Okay, yeah. That's what I figured. I think you might even put it above Steins Gate if you put it in A.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what you do.
Interesting. Da 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 da. Ba-ba.
What?
Just
no,
kidding.
Dude, there's no way.
I'm gonna put it right here. I was thinking about it a lot as you were saying.
Oh, interesting.
There's a couple reasons. I think it's a more fun watch than Dungeon Meshi, if only a little, just barely. But I have the reason why it's below Gurren Lagann is I really connect and love the Simon and Kamina relationship. It's so beautiful. The bromance is amazing, and like it's just great, man. And it's a hype show. It's a classic. I really, really love it. I absolutely love Vinland Saga for sure, but like it didn't hit the same kind of emotional highs that I think Gurren Lagann did, or especially Steins Gate. Like Steins Gate for sure really like hits that for me in a big way. And I don't think there were really a lot of that in Dungeon Meshi, so it fits like right in the middle.
Interesting.
A really great show.
Like Askeladd's whole journey, because I think season one was actually more about Askeladd than even Thorfinn.
For sure. I absolutely did. I love Askeladd. He's an amazing character. Absolutely fucking ruthless, horrible guy. Fantastic character.
A great written character, man. My
goodness.
Goodness.
I mean, like, listen, A-Rank, all these A-Rank shows are fantastic fucking shows. So I really liked all of them. Like, fantastic. So A-Rank is, like, I got freaking high standards, George. A-Rank is freaking a really good show. Like, you have to watch it kind of show, right? It's really good. Right. So
yes,
all of those shows in A-Rank are fantastic. Illegal Beagle says, if Rudy wasn't such a irredeemable perv, the story would be goated. It would certainly improve the show in some ways to have him just freaking relax a little bit. Just a touch.
Yes, yeah. I think you still need him to be a perv for some of the themes.
Yes.
But
they can tone it down just a little.
Yeah,
just a little.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, holy frick. Sometimes it's just a little crazy. All right. Well, we're getting down to some real
the feelings hard hitters.
Right behind
you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right behind the feelings hard hitters. That's right. Yeah. The feelings are so key to getting you invested in a show. So, however, I wasn't having any necessarily feelings for this next show other than pure unadulterated hype. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is so freaking sick. It is absolutely astoundingly good.
Wow.
I will no doubt put this in S rank. Season 2 was so fun to watch. It is almost all the way through an absolute freaking pleasure to watch. The first part of the season, it's almost hard to be believed how good the show is, because it's like 2 seasons that were peak anime in one season. The first half was like all about Gojo's history and stuff like that. That was fucking so peak, and I was so worried that going from that peak of the beginning of the season, going into the second half back with the main cast, that I was going to have a season 1 repeat, but they did such a great job of like, you know, there's Nanami, and even the main character was freaking interesting. Sukuna was incredible. The summoning was amazing. Gojo was sick. Like, just everything. Just like episode after episode. It was unrelenting in how good the show was. I was like, is this the same show that I watched in season 1? Like, how can this be possible? It is so freaking good. I don't know. There's not enough good things I could say about it. It's absolutely incredible. What a freaking show. The amount of views that we got on our video just speaks to the quality of the show. Like, people just needed to see more people watch the show, right? And like, they just wanted to see it, and it was great. It was awesome. I hung on every scene. I enjoyed it to the last bits, and there was lots of like there was even some good like emotional through lines for some of the things, you know, Nanami, some of the things that were happening. Why can't I remember the main character's name? What's his name? What's his name, George? Itadori.
Yes,
Itadori.
Yeah,
Even there was some interesting.
Tip of my tongue, and then it vanished the second you asked me.
Yeah, there was some emotional things with Itadori that was nice to kind of inject that in. There was that one guy who came back from the dead who was just crazy OP. Oh my gosh, that was so fun with that guy. Holy frick. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really good. So can't say any more. I don't want to go on and on, but
I mean, I'm right with you there. I don't think for me personally it's better than Vinland Saga, but also an S tier level show, dude. So good. Just my favorite thing was the Sukuna versus Jogo fight, and then Sukuna versus the
heavenly
super high tier.
Yeah. Heavenly summon, whatever it was. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, those two fights, and they were like right back to back. It's just like they freaking elevated it so high with the Jogo fight, and you're just like, okay, next couple episodes we're gonna tone it down for sure. No, they somehow even found a way to like turn it up even more, dude, and you're just like, what is happening? What are we watching? I think we were spoiled by the fact that by the time we watched it, the Blu-ray had come out.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I wonder how different the
it would have been if it wasn't the Blu-ray.
Yeah, to the Blu-ray is. Maybe I'll watch it at some point and just see if I can tell a difference. But I do think that helped it a lot.
That definitely helped for sure.
Yeah, but still, just so good, so good,
unbelievable.
And I know you didn't like the ending. I actually really liked the ending. So that even puts
I forgot about that.
More.
That's true. The ending sucked. Yeah, true. Yeah, frick that.
But yeah, no, great stuff. Fantastic show.
Okay. You know what's not a great show?
Oh, I'm with you on this one.
Tower of God season 2, George. Where's it landing?
Definitely D tier.
Worse than Nokotan? Okay, not worse than Nokotan.
Wondering. That's what I'm thinking right now. Because Nokotan I found annoying. This one I just didn't enjoy. So there's like a difference. Like one is like lack of enjoyment. The other one, freaking Nokotan, just grinded my gears. So I think it's better than Nokotan, but D tier. It was a disappointment, especially coming off of
how good season 1 was.
Season 1,
yeah, crazy. Yeah. No surprises here, everyone. Weebs and normies. This guy's going right here where he belongs in D tier. I was so freaking disappointed in this season. The writing was sloppy. The character motivation seemed all over the place. The animation was, oh my gosh, it was unapologetically bad. Holy frick. Yeah, it was a nightmare scenario, man. I don't like this main character. I remember his name. I didn't like the design of any of the other characters nor their personality. Characters would forgive others for just murdering other characters just left and right. Like, it was so nonsensical. It was so awful.
Pacing was all over the place. Character motivations were
it was terrible.
And what sucks too is a lot of the comments were like, well, in the manhwa it would say XYZ and ABC happened, and that's why this thing happened, and you're just like, you read it and you're like, that would have made sense.
So much sense.
Why did they remove it from the show? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, unbelievable. Awful stuff. Like Tower of God as a series, I'm sure is fantastic. However, I'm not going to go read the manhwa. We kind of played with that idea a little bit. We checked out the manhwa just to take a look. It looks pretty. It's not great. The animation quality, not animation, but the like model quality of Tower of God manhwa is like kind of so-so. So I don't think we would have enjoyed it as much as we did the first season. So we just kind of cut our losses with that one. Yeah, it's an unfortunate scenario. I don't know if they'll ever put out a second season 2 to kind of do it again, but with that studio that did season 1 maybe or something. But it's very disappointing what they've done to the adaptation. I wish it was not the case because I genuinely really liked Tower of God season 1, but well, it is what it is, sadly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
All right. Well,
if George put something lower than Nokotan, that's serious business.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
I'm pretty sure Nekopara will go there at some point. And some of these other shows Graham is going to force me to watch. But for now, No-Katan is the bottom of the barrel on this one.
Bro, everyone knows
Okay.
if freaking Nekopara goes straight up to S rank, baby.
No, dude, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that, dude. I think you're just saying that just to like freaking pull my leg. I don't think you'd even put
Chef's
it at season
kiss.
or at rank S. No.
I would chef kiss all those cat girls, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Anyways, we got Apothecary
Another cat girl here.
Diaries, our
Mau
occasional cat girl over here. The guy inside Sukuna, actually, I thought that was a pretty funny comment, Erdemon. That is totally freaking true. The guy who's got, it's like, I don't care about that guy, Itadori, but Sukuna inside, he's legit. Mau Mau's cat ears are mostly a motif joke more than her being a cute anime girl. She does get a pass from George when it comes, or does she get a pass from George when it comes to his cringe meter of anime cat girls and finally break the curse?
Well, she's not a true cat girl, so she does get a pass. The chibi thing of Apothecary Diaries thankfully didn't bother me that much.
Okay.
So
he's growing, he's learning.
She gets a pass. She gets a pass. No, like if they'd overdone it, like it would have gotten to me. But they didn't. I don't know why they didn't.
Okay.
I think they did it just the right amount where it was like, okay, I see what they're going for. It's for effect rather than, it's like kind of like a laugh track. I feel like putting a chibi in an anime is kind of like putting in a laugh track.
I feel like I just had a brain aneurysm for you saying that the chibi stylized little anime stuff is like a laugh track. Bro, so laugh tracks are like a blight upon
the reason
cinema.
That I'm saying that is because I'm remembering I tried to watch, after Graham recommended it to me, I tried to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Netflix of all places, because it was available on Netflix, and Graham had like recommended it to me, and I was like, you know,
when was this?
I'm looking for a show to watch. Oh, this was years ago. Like I hardly remember most of the stuff that I watched, but I do remember like me just turning it off, and I'm saying, okay, I can't do this, because there was like a serious moment, and then they'd undercut that with like one of the characters going immediately to like little chibi. I don't know what it was called chibi at the time, but like little character and like pool, like tears. And I'm like, bro, is this like a cartoon or like a serious thing? Right. Like, I feel like
Is this a cartoon or is this a cartoon?
Well, it's like I feel like I'm watching like a serious moment, and then we cut to like SpongeBob, and then we go back, and it was like, you know, emotional whiplash for me, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. I can't do this. So I stopped watching it. I'm sure it gets great and better later, whatever. I don't want to go back to it in case we maybe at some point watch it. On the channel, but yeah, so like I really disliked the whole chibi thing, and so yeah, Illegal Beagle, I did get to that point. Yes, that was pretty fricked up. That was pretty fricked. Yes, yeah,
more than fricked.
I'm trying to remember at what point did I stop. I can't remember. It was maybe a little bit after that point, but. I kind of agree. I watch a lot of anime, but the chibi stuff is not that funny 90% of the time. Yes. Yeah. Like it was emotional whiplash for me. And so it felt
Does that count as furry? Erdemon, what is wrong with you? No, what the frick? The cursed comment. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's under the umbrella, is it not?
Stop. This is not a conversation. Animal, We're not talking about that horrible scene.
It's the umbrella of furry, dude. If Zootopia is furries, dude, the Chimera is a furry as well. Maybe they're not in the same section of the spectrum, but they're on the furry spectrum.
I will not allow you guys. I will not allow you to freaking desecrate freaking Nina's good name, okay? She has endured enough. How dare you? Holy frick. Yes, I will say that back in the day when I watched these shows and like characters got like in the 90s, and like I guess people who grew up in the 90s-ish area, like that hitting people and like the chibi stuff was like, that was like great. Like people loved that. That was like such a freaking great thing that people just thought was funny. Like characters getting, it's like when you watch old anime and you see characters get like hit and stuff as like a slapstick thing, it happens all the time and you don't notice it. I didn't notice it like it being such a prevalent thing until I went back and watched some older anime and I was like, man, they're doing this all the time. They think this is so funny, just like hitting the other character like, oh, ha, ha. But yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily meant to be super funny. I mean, the hitting stuff maybe was meant to be that way, but the like chibi stuff I think is meant to convey an emotion. I guess it is kind of meant to be funny too. Yeah.
I think I understand why maybe Mao Mao doesn't bother me as much. And I think it's because it continues on the emotional trajectory that the scene is going. Whereas like I felt like a lot with Full Metal Alchemist, it undercut the emotional trajectory of the scene. Whereas with Mao Mao, it's like an exaggeration, but like that emotion is already there. So it's not like, flipping.
It's not like a whiplash. Forth. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah. And they do, it's pretty tame too. Even when they do the chibi stuff, it's not too crazy and it's very short.
Yes. So, yeah. And I generally don't like slapstick humor. Like I'm sure there's instances here and there, but like the Three Stooges, like I don't get why people ever found that funny. But yeah, it's just not my thing.
Raka, that's interesting that you say that about Ranma. I saw the intro for Ranma, the remake, just like a couple weeks ago, and I thought, this show looks... I'll watch almost any show if the animation is nice and there's some cute girls there. Ranma actually...
You had to add that second part in
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the second part's important. Ranma remake looks pretty good, actually. I wonder... I haven't seen Ranma at all. Ranma is like a very much an older show. I don't know what it's about. It might be fun to watch at some point. Maybe we'll get to that eventually, watching the Ranma remake. But it might be cool to check out. It's a classic. It's in the... what's that one anime that you read or liked really back in the day? The samurai one.
Oh, yeah. Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin, yeah. I think it's around the same era of that kind of show.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. We may check it out at some point. We'll see. Okay, yeah. Well, Apothecary Diaries. Where do we put Apothecary Diaries? Well, I'm struggling, right? I enjoyed it from a story perspective. I thought it was good. From a character perspective, I thought it was really good. From a beautiful women perspective, I thought it was fantastic. So all three of those things are competing in my mind for how good the show is. So, man. Do you know where you're going to put yours, George?
I do, yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue to think about it, and I want you to do yours first.
This is easy for me. It is the top of A rank. It's a very, very excellent show. Very good. There's something special about Vinland Saga, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, that it just doesn't quite reach that. But it's just a fantastic show. Like the Lacan twist. Oh my goodness, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I was fooled. I took that bait, hook, line, and sinker, dude. I did not see that coming at all. True. All. So it's a very, very good show. I'm glad I was able to pull the wool over my eyes like that. So just great stuff. I am having some understanding issues, like, cause it's, there's like a lot of information. Some of it is localized to like Chinese emperor court speak.
Right.
And then other stuff is just like, just the fact that there's just a lot of information coming at you all at once. So maybe I'm dumb or not. I don't know. But I like to think I'm not. But there are parts where I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to know. Part of it is also because it's a mystery, or at least there's mystery elements too. So I'm like, at times I'm like, okay, did I just not catch it? Or am I not supposed to catch it? And so that's probably part of it as well. But all in all, fantastic show. Really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad we don't have to wait that long for season 2. Let's freaking go, baby.
True.
But yeah.
Okay.
Top of A rank for me.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great point about the Lacan stuff. The Lacan reveal is freaking wild. That was crazy. We got freaking tricked, my guy. Holy frick. Ghost Chat says, all right, but where are you rating Trigun? I watched Trigun, was one of the first anime I watched back in the day. It'll be fun to watch Trigun again at some point, I think, actually. I haven't watched that in probably 15 years now that I'm thinking about it. That'd be fun to watch. We'll probably watch that at some point. And yeah, me too. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a great show. But the Trigun, I watched a couple episodes of the Trigun remake from Studio Orange, the people who did Hoseki no Kuni, Land of the Lustrous, and it's as peak. It's as peak as you could possibly imagine 3D animation being. It's absolutely astounding. Like, it'd be really fun to watch the Trigun remake at the very least.
Okay.
There's a remake I didn't know. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. There's Studio Orange did it. It's 3D animated and it is incredible. Literally, not an exaggeration, the best 3D anime from an animation perspective ever created. No doubt. Absolutely fucking no doubt. Studio Orange is literally making 3D magic with their studio. It's incredible. So definitely check it out if you like Trigun, for sure. Rurouni Kenshin is great, but unfortunately the author was caught with child, which makes it hard to enjoy the series.
Boy, dude.
Jeez, that's that is a piece of trivia right there. Wow, holy frick.
Yeah, that does make it kind of rough. I didn't know that. Yeah, so real quick to finish the Rurouni Kenshin stuff. So he went to prison. Good. I'm glad he was caught, and I'm glad
where he belongs.
Yes. Yeah, like, so I don't know how many people are in the States here in our chat and stuff like that, but way back when in the day, there was this 4Kids thing for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep.
And they just happened to have One Piece on there. And so I've seen some of the One Piece 4Kids version of One Piece, and I would wake up and watch Saturday cartoons, and there was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, One Piece, and there was even like a Kirby show at some point.
Yep, Kirby, that's the name of the show. Yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot of this stuff because I was like much younger. I was a kid. And so it's been a long time, so I don't remember a whole lot. But I remember in middle school, I was talking to this kid who was like, we were friendly-ish, but I was telling him, like, bro, like, we just got chatting, and somehow it got to like One Piece and like talking about One Piece, and he explained to me, oh yeah, it's a manga. I'm reading the manga. I'm like, oh, like, what the heck is that? Oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, do you want to like read some? And I thought he was gonna like say, do you want to read some like One Piece? I was like, sure, like, I'm down to like figure out what the heck this is. And he came like one of the days to school with the Rurouni Kenshin manga, and I was like, oh, what the heck is this? He's like, dude, you'll read this, you'll like it. And so I did. He had like the whole collection, and so I read the whole thing. It was like blood and like people's like hands getting cut off, and like for like 12-year-old George, this is like, you know, the greatest thing he's read so far. So I was like, bro, this is awesome and everything. And so yeah, I read the whole Rurouni Kenshin manga way back in middle school. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I did like the idea of this like warrior that's like stronger than everyone else, but he has to pull himself back from the edge. Graham knows that I like that a lot. I've liked that since forever. I don't know if it was Rurouni Kenshin that like sparked that for me or what, but yeah, it's like this, you know, all powerful freaking warrior that if he just let himself go, there would be destruction all around him, but he pulls himself back from the edge and just, you know, has to do it to do the right thing. So yeah, I read the whole thing. It was awesome. I love it. That's really too bad about the freaking author.
The author,
but I'm glad he got caught, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Get what you deserve. Yeah. The Trigun remake, it is 3D, but if you're skeptical about 3D, trust me, lots of people are. I myself was as well, but Studio Orange always pulls it out. If you liked Hoseki no Kuni or Beastars, it's the same studio. They pull it out. They're the only studio other than the guys who did Dragon Ball Fighters that could do anime-esque 3D to like a 1-to-1 freaking perfection. It's awesome. It's amazing. All right. Well, I don't want to hold this back anymore. I know exactly where I'm going to put this. Now, the question is, where does it go in A rank? And I definitely like it more than Tower of God. I definitely liked it more than Dungeon Meshi. And because the characters in here are so beautiful, I definitely liked it more than Vinland Saga.
Okay.
Now, the question is, did I like it more than Gurren Lagann? I think so. I think if we look at the show in the totality, I think the first part of Gurren Lagann really holds it back. And so
True.
This is a better overall show. Now, I think as an overall thing, if we're looking at it in totality, I think Apothecary Diaries is better than Steins Gate in totality. However, I was so invested in the Okabe Mayuri Kurisu story that I was so much more invested in those characters, especially Mayuri, because she's an angel, than I was in the Apothecary Diary characters. Not to say that I wasn't, and I definitely really loved the Lacan reveal and just that whole thing. So yeah, I think overall, I would definitely say that Apothecary Diaries is a very strong, a phenomenal show. I'll say it one more time so I don't say too much. Beautiful anime women. So, yeah, that's it.
Finally, some proper women in one of the anime that we watched. So the show does get some points for that. I'll agree.
All right, George, this is it. The last one. Well, go ahead, George. Oh.
This is easy. I think Frieren is probably the best show that we watched this year. I think so. Hold on though. I'm trying to think back.
Okay, you think on that, and I'm gonna say my
here's
piece.
the question. It's either right here or right here.
Sure. Right. Well, that's important. It's an important distinction, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, you go. I'll think about this.
So, Frieren is a special anime. Not only are the girls cute, but it's in a fantasy setting. There's lots of dungeons. So far, there's been a decent amount. The magic is intricate. The pace is slow. The world is grounded, but there's fantastical magic. The music was incredible. The backgrounds were incredible. The animation was peak. The characters were fun. The story was compelling. And the ending was satisfying. There's just nothing about the show that isn't absolutely peak fiction. And I mean that in the strongest, most literal sense. And I don't mean that in an exaggerated, memey sense. It's literally one of my favorite pieces of fiction ever. Certainly my favorite anime of all time, I would say.
Wow, favorite anime of all time.
I can't think of an anime
more than Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titans is is low S rank for me, I would say. Really? Attack on Titan is sick.
Wow. Okay.
But
okay.
Frieren was a special anime for me. It's embarrassing that it happened, but I literally cried at the Himmel and Frieren relationship. I was so surprised. I'm not a crier, but I'm certainly a person that can get emotionally to that point where you kind of get stuck, right? You're just you're really feeling it, but you don't usually go over that precipice. There's been lots of times in Steins Gate, at least a handful of times, where I felt that emotional, I was right there at the edge, right? Emotionally invested. That's a great way of putting it. Yes. I was very emotionally invested, and it really hits me in the feels very strongly. But Frieren really brought me over. Even speaking about it, it's just I can feel my emotions rising of how invested I was. The only fictional series that is more beloved to me, just on a whole of all mediums, not just anime, but all mediums, is Dark Souls. Dark Souls literally has a special place in my heart, and nothing, I don't think, will ever unseat that. It's something that, like, at this point, nothing can unseat, because it's just a special piece of history of my life, kind of thing. So Dark Souls is that number one, but if there was ever a number two of series that resonates with me and gives me everything that I could possibly want, it's definitely Soso no Frieren. There's parallels of things that I like in DNA to Grimgar, a story of I can't remember exactly what the full name of Grimgar was. But like Grimgar, if the Grimgar anime had a lot of the DNA that I wanted from an anime show, and it's one of my favorite anime for sure. But I feel like Frieren was able to deliver on that idea and promise in a way that Grimgar didn't. And there's just literally nothing about Frieren that I didn't enjoy. And everything about Frieren for me was a 10 out of 10. Everything. And it's my favorite anime of all time. It's easily at the top of this list. It might even need a whole tier above itself. It's so beloved. Gringar, Ashes, and Illusion, something like that. Yeah. But it was just beautiful. It's a beautiful show. Yeah, I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing. So what can I say?
Okay. Well, I think Raka's comment there, Frieren is probably the only anime that my grandmother would watch if she was still here. It transcends the medium. I think that pushed me over the edge because I am actually currently rewatching Frieren with my wife right now. This is a show that I can so easily recommend to her, and she'll actually want to watch it.
How far in are you guys so far?
We just got to Ausurst, or whatever it's called. The magical city where the magical city happens.
Oh, frick. Yeah. So you're really far along. How is she liking it?
She's loving it. So I think
that's great.
I think because of that, it transcends something like my wife would hate Vinland Saga. There's no way I could make her watch this one. But because of that, I think I'm also gonna put it, top. It's really close. Like, I really liked Vinland Saga. I can't say how much I enjoyed it.
Dang.
I think I've liked my enjoyment of Vinland Saga has grown as I've reflected on it more.
Interesting. I was going to say, I was surprised how strongly you feel about Vinland Saga, because I knew you really liked it, but I didn't realize it had grown to such heights since then in that intermediate time.
I've given some time of separation. Like, there's, you'll just be like doing, like, you'll be washing the dishes, and I don't know about you, but like, you'll just randomly think of stuff, or you'll be in the shower, and like randomly I'll think of stuff about Vinland Saga, and I was like, wow, like, that was really good. I can't believe I didn't like quite catch how good that was at the moment and everything. Like the speech from the vendor, or the merchant rather, to Thorfinn when he was in the jail. And like, you're just so hopeful that, like, come on, Thorfinn, you're going to see the light. And he does.
He gets so close.
For like a brief moment, and then boom, right back down, dude. And it's just like so painful in a beautiful way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, Vinland Saga has definitely grown on me.
Soso no Frieren. Yes. Frieren, the Slayer, or Frieren at Journey's End. Yeah. It's great. You got Ghost.
Journey's End. Yeah.
Ghost, if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. You got to watch it.
It's really good.
Like George said, it's one of the shows like Attack on Titan that transcends the medium, and everyone can enjoy it. It's just a masterpiece of media, for sure. Yeah, it's amazing. Frieren is in a league of its own, I would say. Yeah, I was thinking about
100%.
it recently. I was just like, maybe I should just start watching Frieren in my free time. I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile, and I'm at the end game now where I'm just like killing stuff and just having a great time. And maybe I could throw, I don't know, but like Soso no Frieren, I don't like putting shows on like the side and watching things on the side. I like having to focus and watch it. And
Same.
I think Frieren is a show that would demand respect enough
attention.
for me to just watch it, to
Yeah.
really enjoy it and really soak it in. So maybe I wouldn't watch it on the side, but yeah, I've been thinking about that. It's
Yeah.
Path of Exile 2. Yes, I'm playing the hell out of that. I have met like 80 hours and it just came out. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really fantastic show.
I like to
Can't
get
recommend
immersed.
it enough.
Yes, I really want to get immersed. I want to experience something. I'm the type of guy that doesn't watch YouTube videos at anything but 1x speed, unless it's really bad. But I want to make sure I'm getting the proper viewing experience. So anime is no different. If I watch something on a second monitor, I won't pay attention. Yeah, I've put stuff in the past I didn't really care about on second monitors. I watched like the Justice League cartoon back in the early 2000s. I put that on the side monitor because it was fine. It's very like kid-esque, but it was quite enjoyable to listen to. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, it's great. It's great. These animes, we had a good year. This was a year of really solid anime. I mean, look at this, right? Like, I'll flick back over to mine here so you can see that too. But this was some great, solid shows. We had some great picks.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm seeing a comment here from Dennis. Giguk did an interview with Vinland Saga's author on his channel. It was pretty interesting. It was also between seasons 1 and 2, so it might be interesting to check out. I think I'll look it up. Yeah.
How long is that interview? If it's really long, if it's short, we could watch it right now. But if it's longer than like 10, 20 minutes, probably don't have the time for it because we're running close to our time here. This was just rankings for this year's anime. Yep, this is just for this year, the stuff we watched. We'll do another one next year at the end of the year. Based off all the stuff we watched.
Tradition. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, this should be pretty fun, I think. It's 13 minutes. Dang. Okay. Let's do you want to check that out, George? What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. People were calling Vinland Saga's author Goat on Twitter, and he was super confused why they were calling him an animal. That's amazing.
That's great. Will
you watch anime movies in the future? Standalone movie? I think so.
Sure, yeah, we could do that. We should watch the Digimon movie. That's what we should watch.
Not spark a debate about subs versus dubs, but Frieren is a show that I've enjoyed studying the delivery of moments in multiple languages, including English, German, and Spanish. Oh,
frick.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. 5:42 a.m. where you are, Erdemon? Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for tuning in. Okay.
Wait, what time? 5:42?
5:42 a.m. Yeah.
You're a legend. What the heck? Wow.
4:42 for dinner. How are you guys up right now? What?
Bro, first of all, we want to apologize that we picked the worst time imaginable for you. And second of all, we want to thank you for your freaking incredible support of the channel.
Wow. Seriously.
Dang. Okay, we're going to set up here for getting this on. So bear with me. Oof, this is brutal looking at this. Okay, so...
Time for George to experience Girls and Panzer.
Okay. Girls and Panzer. Nice. That would be pretty fun. Can I put this? It doesn't really work in full screen, but why is this up at the top here? Because I normally do that. Okay, cool. I said I wanted to watch the end of Gurren Lagann because I don't think George has seen this. Also, this is so cursed.
Babyface Graham.
Babyface Graham without any facial hair is the most cursed thing I've ever seen in my life. Holy frick. How did people let me do this for so long?
A beard changes you so much, dude. I'm so glad you grew one.
Yeah, holy frick. I gotta sit up now that the camera's changed slightly.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, yeah, so let me just check if the audio is coming through. It is. Okay. So let's watch this. This is George, you haven't seen this, right?
If I did, it was a long time ago.
Okay, this
when it initially came out.
Let's set our tunes here. There we go. This is George reacting to the end of Gurren Lagann. I absolutely loved editing this and putting this together. This was so freaking funny. So let's just watch this real quick. Oh.
Okay.
I was very emotional here.
All's right. All's good with the world. Okay. I don't have to rage. I can breathe easy. Whew. Okay. Oh boy. Poor naive George. He doesn't know what's coming. What? 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 No. No. She better not be disappearing, bro. No. 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 Such BS, dude. No. 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 No, dude. No. No. Bro, this is so stupid. No. No, dude. This is not how it... No. Nope. No. I don't remember that. No. No, I refuse to believe this, dude. There better be like some post-credit scene or something where he sees Nia. This is so dumb. Why do they end it like this, dude?
my freaking smug face,
You
dude.
knew what was coming, bro. My goodness. You let me go with this. The whole freaking time.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, if you ever want to look young, you can shave. That's true. You look devastated. Oh, dude. I was sad, but George was freaking devastated.
All that he had fought for, his motivation for everything. And the theme of the show is clutching victory from the jaws of defeat. And so I felt like this went so much against like what the show had built up itself to be the whole freaking time. And then just sadness. Nope. I was not happy. I'm still not happy, but
okay. I'm looking for the Giguk video here. Is it Trash Taste Highlights? No.
FYI, George Girls and Panzer is about schoolgirls competing in a game with tanks on a battlefield for school.
Yes, it's cute girls driving tanks. It's actually super freaking popular. It's very popular. Does anyone have a link to the interview? Is it blocked because...
Can I link the video here? Yeah, you can link it.
Yeah, if you could, that would be great. It's not coming up. I might be because I'm in Japan, maybe. I switched my VPN. Yep. Giguk stuff is blocked in Japan.
Oh, weird.
So there's two, okay, the Giguk one. Oh, okay, we'll do that one here.
One of the most respected stories in the history of...
All right, can everyone hear that okay? It's not too loud. George, how's the volume on your end? Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Could be louder or quieter. What do you think?
Play it again.
One of the most respected stories in the history of manga.
Is that good, everybody? Dang, you live in Japan? Yes, sir. It makes sense that there's light coming through the window. Yep. Vinland Saga or Spice and Wolf? We haven't seen Spice and Wolf, but it might be fun to check out at some point. It's Vinland, yes. This is, for anyone who doesn't know, this is the interview that Giguk did with the author of Vinland Saga. We just got recommended. Who just recommended us to watch this?
I think it was Dennis.
Was it Dennis?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Dennis, for recommending this to us. I will go ahead and link it in the chat as well. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, because of this setup, we don't have like a chat here, but you guys can see the chat on this side anyway, so it should be okay. All right, let's check this out.
Is that of Vinland Saga. It's a story that's affected me deeply and is often acclaimed as one of the greatest of all time. But what goes into making a manga like this? What inspiration is behind such a legendary piece of work? Well, luckily I got the chance to meet the person behind Vinland Saga, one of the absolute goats of manga, so I can ask him himself.
何人もそういうふうにヤギの絵を送信してきます。ヤギが好きと言った覚えはないのになって。
Oh my gosh.
Makoto Yukimura sensei is the author and brains behind Vinland Saga. Being one of the most respected manga artists in the industry right now, I wanted to know the journey he took to get there.
私が漫画が好きだったのはもう覚えてないぐらい小さい頃です。もう理由もなくいつの間にか好きでした。中学の時に
That's how it goes.
私初めてこれから自分は何者になるんだろうっていうことを学校に問われたんです。あなたは何になるの？他には考えられなかったのに僕は漫画とは全然関係ない学校へ進学しようとしました。そしたらその時大変後悔しまして、ああ僕はダメなんだ、漫画を仕事にしないときっとダメになるってはっきり思ったのが16歳の時です。私どもにとっては普通の経験ですけれども、そのいろんな漫画家の先生のところに手伝いに行ってその仕事を見てくるということは若い頃はやりました。
父上はケチだもん。何度頼んでもダメなんだ。
同じ家族が私に漫画家になるって言った時笑いもしたし、
They laughed at
で
him? Oh,
後
come
押しもし
on.
ました。ありがたい
Oh,
こ
but
と
they
です
also encouraged them. Okay.
ただ私が初めて漫画家になりたいと家族の前で言った時、
It reminds me a lot of when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I want to make video games. And people were like, bro, that's not a real job. Like, this is back in the like 90s, so like early 2000s. So like it wasn't really much of a real job, but it really reminds me of that. It's interesting that he had that desire from even the beginning.
Yeah.
時に家族は揃ってみんな冗談を言ってるんだと思って笑いっていました。だからその時僕は家族に今日笑ったことを忘れるなよって
Wow.
Wow.
生きのいい子供だったんでそう言いました。
Dang.
私も
Yeah, pretty much.
同じことを書いています。
Oh, jeez.
ヴィンランドサガもプラネテスも実は同じことです。私がもう本当にこれにしか興味がないと言えるのは3つだけで、生きることと死ぬことと愛です。もうこれしか興味がない。まずプラネテスのような世界でそれを書いてみようと思いました。ちょっとうまくいかなかった思ったよりみんなに伝わってないなと思って、今度はもっと伝わりやすいシチュエーションを作って今書いているところです。
Dude, what a show, man.
Vinland Saga tells one of the most human stories I've ever watched and read. One that pierces through the soul with its message and themes, and I wanted to know what the heart behind it all was.
書きたいものの目的がまずあります。そこから逆に考えてシチュエーションや世界観ですね。私は
He started from the
大嫌いです。
Yeah.
Theme up.
乱
That's the
暴
way
な
to
こ
do it.
とはとてもとても本当に怖くって。でも私の書くべきものには
Well,
バイキング
that
が
doesn't
必
come
要でし
across.
た。話が通じない。よそへ行って人を殺していろんなものを奪い取ってくる。とてももう彼らには生きることも死
What a
ぬこ
scene
と
that
も
was, dude.
Yeah,
愛に
that was
ついてももう
crazy.
書くことがいっぱいあります。彼らほどは愛情の薄い人間はいない。それらを書くために彼らはうってつけ格好の素材でした。
バイキングはかっこいいと思いました。
とてもかっこいい。それもやはり大事なことです。私たちは暴力をかっこいいと感じます。これについて無視してはいけないと思いました。暴力はいけないと思いながらもとてもかっこいい。それもやはりバイキングを書こうと決めた理由の一つです。戦争ってバカバカしいってことです。戦争ってあらゆる角度から見てバカバカしい、
Yeah,
とても
100%.
どうでもいいこと。偉い人ほど戦争をしなければならないという決断をいつかする。そして必ず言います。仕方がないんだって。僕は絶対にそんなことはないと思ってるんだけど、
Totally true.
どう言えばいいのかわからない。とても難しい。でも僕はこれはずっとこれを漫画を通して言いたいんだけれどまだうまく言えない。難しいです。大体は戦争について書いているつもりです。暴力について書いているつもりですがまあもう一つ言うなら人間は変われるのかということです。自分の意思で 自分の望む方へ変わ
Dang,
る
dude, this just speaks as to why I love this
ことができ
show
るか
so
どうか
much.
僕
Yeah,
は
he
大
really
いに
gets it.
できると思います。成長するっていう
These
ことが
themes I
人間の
love
希望
reading
だと思い
about,
ます。
or just
今日できないことは
watching,
明
I
日
guess.
できるようになるかもしれない 今日ダメだったことは明日反省できるかもしれない。ずっと変わらなかったら悪いことも変わりません。だから変われるということを説得力を持って書けたらいいと思っています。もしも今の俺って最低だって思っている人がリスナーにもいてたくさんいたとして、でも変われるって漫画を通して一緒に変わることを追体験できたら、もしかしたら
stories are amazing, dude.
That's interesting that he kind of thought that from that perspective as he was writing it. Like he wanted to convey that to people. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yep.
変われるかもしれない。
Yep.
スカッとしたぜ。
One of the things that makes this story stand out are the characters. Thorfinn, Askeladd, Prince Canute, Thorkel. Vinland Saga has some of the most compelling characters I've seen in anime and manga. What does it take to write characters
Freaking
like
Askeladd,
this?
dude.
最初に出てきた時のトルフィンは乱暴でひねくれてて友達がいなくってとても彼自身幸せだとは言えないような状態から始めました。そこから変わっていってほしいと願って彼の最初の時と彼の最新26巻の時の表情は全く違う。トルフィンはとても成長しました。復讐に失敗をしてアシュラットを失った時、あのような状態になることは分かっていました。そしてやはり逆算の考え方です。彼の精神状態を良い部分まで引き上げてくれる
Is this spoilers for what's coming
人が
up?
必要でした。前向きで行動するタイプ。
Oh,
Oh,
should we
maybe.
not
Okay.
watch this?
Yeah, let's stop here. Let's stop
Okay.
here.
Maybe stop
Yeah,
here.
maybe
Okay.
stop here. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's
Wow.
sick though. Thank you for the recommendation, Dennis.
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, season 2 is gonna be sick, man. That's what we were hoping they'd get into, right? The interpersonal mental state and oh, very, very cool.
I think he talks about the first 2 or 3 episodes. Okay, so good thing that we stopped then.
Okay,
like,
perfect.
We want to go in as blind as possible.
That's right.
Yeah, like the themes that he was talking about, like how war is so stupid, and like all that stuff.
doubt.
Like, couldn't agree more with that. Graham also knows a book that affected me very heavily. Well, there's 2 books. One is The Things They Carried, which was about the Vietnam War, and then the other one is All Quiet on the Western Front, which is about World War One. And when I read those, bro, I was just like, I already had that kind of idea of like war is dumb. But then like I read those and I was like, bro, like war is like, if there's something below stupid and just ridiculous, like that's what war is. It's just so pointless. And again, I'm going to keep quoting this guy, Joe Abercrombie, his First Law world. There's this one scene where it's this like sergeant talking to a soldier, and he tells him something to do, and the soldier's kind of like, do I really have to do that? I don't want to do that. Like, why do I have to do it? He's like, because I'm your sergeant. And like the whole thing, I'm going to remove the vulgarity in it, but it basically he goes on this tirade about how war is literally one guy taking a crap on the head of the other guy, and it continues down the chain where you take a crap on someone's head until finally there's no one else below you on who you can take a crap on, and then you have to go and do the thing that the person that crapped on you told you to do. So you have to like grab the crap and smear it around in the way that you were told to do it. And that's war. And like, it was just like, Joe Abercrombie has this amazing ability of taking like the most vulgar and terrible situations and making them legitimately funny. And so you're like reading this situation about his explanation of war, and you can't help but laugh at such a dark situation, and he does it in such a great way. But yeah, so he's talking about war and death and life and love and all those themes. Dude, they're right up my alley. I absolutely love all this stuff. This guy, he's the goat.
He's the goat.
I can see why they sent him those pictures. Yeah,
those
exactly.
Goats. Yeah, right. He gets it, man. He gets it. All right, everyone. We're going to be closing up shop here pretty soon on the stream, but we've been answering a bit of questions as we went along. Maybe we can answer just a bit of questions here before we finish up. If you guys have any questions, while you guys are thinking of questions, again, we just want to give a big thanks. This year, we started the anime club. We've had the game club running for several years now. It's been very fun, and we actually have some fun stuff coming for the game club. We're gonna get it crossed here.
Very soon.
Very soon. We've got some stuff coming for the game club, but we have lots of great stuff coming for the anime club. We have lots of ideas. We don't know what will come of it, but we're eventually trying to get to full time if we can, and then we could have double episodes every day of the week. If we're full time, right? So if the likes and subscribes and the shares and just talking about the channel, if you feel so inclined to recommend it to people, we really appreciate that. And it's been fun. It's been really fun. We have had a better response to the channel than we would have hoped. We knew that we get some good response, but it's been really nice. It's been our own story arc of the anime club has been a beautiful arc of success.
Yes.
So,
and it's only beginning. This is the prequel to follow the manhwa tradition.
Dang.
Next year will be season 1.
Just don't be season 2 of Tower of God, please.
Yes,
please.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, am I
my
cursing ourselves right now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, we will definitely answer them, or anything you want to talk about real quick. If not, we're gonna shut this sucker down. But let's see. What do we got here?
I'll watch the rest of that on my own, Dennis. The rest of that interview, the parts that are kind of spoiler free, because I like this guy. I like where his head's at and his motivations for writing this.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Giguk is good at comedy, but he can definitely deliver. I've been watching Giguk, I think, since he started his channel, pretty much. He's a great content creator. We would love to go on the Trash Taste podcast. That would be awesome. Shout out to Giguk. Yeah, that'd be great. He's great. They're in Japan. Man, it would be so cool to go on the Trash Taste podcast. So George, I don't think even knows. You don't even know what that is, do you?
I know what it is. I've seen Giguk before.
Oh, you've seen some Giguk stuff before.
Yeah, because you show me like one or two of his videos.
True. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But
I don't like watch them regularly.
I'm pretty sure their podcast is the biggest podcast. I think ours was a close second. The podcast we were running before. But yeah, it would be fun to, having you come up to Japan and going and doing their podcast and then doing like the Tokyo Game Show all in like one go. How sick of a trip would that be?
That'd be cool. I would love to go to Japan. Like, unironically, outside of anime, just Japanese culture and history is so rich and full. Their cuisine is amazing, and they have some awesome freaking sights to see, like bamboo forests. Mount Fuji, it's always been in my bucket list to climb Mount Fuji, right. So it'll happen someday. Hopefully George, sooner rather than later. But
and have you seen the anime women? Whoo, sheesh, George. What can I say?
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see. We've got a couple of questions. What are your guys' thoughts? What are your thoughts? Guys' thoughts on Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, and hopes moving forward? I hope that we've reached the peak of depravity. I'm fine with him doing, stupid stuff occasionally and being a bit of a perv. That's fine. But, man, some of the stuff is pretty rough in the first season. So I hope we've reached the depths of that and we'll start to see some kind of swing back around and growth over time. It doesn't have to be all at once. But I'm hoping that we get back to more of a magic focus that was in the first half of the season. I fear that we're going away from that with the introduction of all the characters at the end of the first part. I feel like it's not going to go that way anymore. So, you know, it is what it is. I just hope that I enjoy the season more than I enjoyed the second half of the first part. That's what I'm hoping. That's my hope. And I guess we'll just have to see. I don't know what the rest of the show is about and how it goes about it. But, yeah, I just hope I'm enjoying it more. And I enjoy it, but I just want to enjoy it like a lot. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope there's a way to redeem, not even necessarily for the viewer, but for like Rudy to redeem himself to himself, if that makes sense. Like he seems motivated by not like wanting to waste his life away in this like new world. But I feel like part of him doesn't realize that this is like real. Like he's like somewhat removed from the situation. And I mean, like, wouldn't anyone be like, you just showed up there? It's like, what the frick is this? Like, is this even real? Like,
at what point do you transition from seeing yourself as you in the body of this new body person, and you start seeing yourself as the body and the person that you see in the mirror now, right? Like, that's actually
exactly.
you. Like, that older person is like no longer you. Like, I can't even separate myself mentally from that concept, right? It's just, you're so intrinsic to seeing you and that. If I was to switch bodies, how would I be able to, you know, make that transition in my mind of like, I'm literally a different person now, right? That's fucking, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it was very telling when he, that one scene with the man god basically like shows that like he still hasn't fully detached. Like he still views himself as the person he once was, and rightfully so. Like, I think I'd be in that same situation as well. But yeah, like, I think where we've stopped with this like quasi apocalyptic event, I think that's really interesting. I'm really curious to see where that happens. But for now, yeah, I'm just keeping an open mind. I don't really have like predictions per se. But I am curious to pick it back up.
Okay.
And see where it goes. Yeah.
Nice. Have you guys watched Sangatsu no Lion? No. What is that? I haven't even heard.
I don't know what that is.
Let's see. Oh. March comes in like a lion. No. I've heard that this is really good though. Could be worth a watch at some point for sure. It seems like it might be pretty interesting. Character-driven show, I believe. Gigax started his channel in 2006, 2007. He's a true OG YouTuber. Yeah. Wow. I'm a true OG YouTube watcher, so what can I say? Man, I would be excited if you would watch Oshinoko Chainsaw Man. Is there any chance? I got good news and bad news for you. The good news is there's definitely a large chance, Ludo, that we will watch Oshinoko at some point. It was a hair's breadth away from winning the last community poll. So it'll probably go back on the poll, and it'll probably freaking win. If you're a member of the Patreon or the YouTube membership, you can influence that. If you're not inclined to do that, that's totally okay too. But
you can always recommend it so it ends up in the list.
That's right. You can make a recommendation, keep putting that back up on the list. It's almost guaranteed that we'll definitely watch that. Chainsaw Man, I watched the first. I feel like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 came out around the same time, and they were both extremely hyped shows. And I watched both of them, and I dropped both of them. Now, I dropped Chainsaw Man after the first episode. I thought it was not great. And then I dropped Jujutsu Kaisen after like 3 or 4. But I watched Jujutsu Kaisen with a Japanese girl. We watched it together. And so that's probably why I watched so much. Because we got to like episode 4 or 5, and I turned to her and I'm like, do you like this show? Is this interesting to you? And she's like, not really. And I was like, yeah, me neither. And then we stopped watching it. And then we started making out. But that's besides the fact. So, yeah, I don't know about Chainsaw Man. It could happen in the future at some point, but Oshinoko, odds are looking good on that one. And I'm interested to see. I don't know anything about it, but I'm interested in checking it out.
Sure. I mean, Chainsaw Man could end up on the community poll, and it could win.
Yep.
So there's always that chance too.
Yeah,
But,
if we watch Chainsaw Man, it'll be a community thing. Oshinoko, it's theoretically possible we could watch it of our own volition, but it's likely it'll win a community poll. So,
sure, yeah. I'll throw one at George. Outside of anime stuff, where do you fall on regular television favorites? Do you prefer medical drama, soap operas, crime show, sci-fi, Suits, Monk, Psych type shows? I'd like Psych. That's actually my wife's favorite show. I really like stuff. Let's see, like The Office, Community. It's always, these are all comedies now that I'm realizing. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Breaking Bad was really good. I'm trying to think of like non-comedies that I've watched.
Breaking Bad,
yeah,
terrible.
Graham hated Breaking Bad.
Hated it.
Let's see what else.
I was so excited to watch Breaking Bad, bro. I was so excited, and I got to like a third or a quarter into season 2, thinking like it's got to get better. I just the downward spiral of negativity.
That's what it show's about.
I can't do it,
Walter
man.
White's
I can't do it.
descent into the villain.
Nope, I can't do it. It's just too painful. It's too painful for me to endure. I can't do it. So I had to stop.
You might not. I've recommended it to you so many times. You might not necessarily like the first Law. Like, it's really good, but it's also, you can't go into it expecting a happy ending or character growth. You got to have your correct expectations.
Yeah,
when you go into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Breaking Bad. What else?
So you're like really stupid off the wall sitcoms, basically. Community.
Well, I wouldn't say break Community. Yeah,
The Office.
Well,
Sunny in
I
Philadelphia.
don't know if that's like off the wall per se.
Is there more shows that are off the? Can you think of a sitcom that's more ridiculous than those shows?
Yeah, I mean they're
Sunny in Philadelphia, bro. I've seen some of the frickin' things that happen in that show.
It's a wild show. To be fair, I don't like all the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia show episodes. Some of them get too raunchy for me. I'm just like, all right, I'll just watch another one. But then there are ones where they hit and it's just like peak comedy, dude. There's this one where two of the characters keep stealing, Frank, Danny DeVito's character, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
We don't have tons of time. Let's not get into it.
True.
I
We're
also
not
don't
gonna
care
get
to
into the
hear
whole
any
thing.
of the scenes from the show. I like The Office, but those other two shows can frickin' blow wind.
You didn't like Community?
Not really, no. I don't really care.
Oh man,
I don't care for real
Community's so
people,
good.
George. You're lucky that
Yeah,
you're here,
true,
okay?
true.
And I don't replace you with the cartoon version over there.
Oh my gosh, this freaking guy. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so stuff
that's
like
some of the
that.
stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
If you could forget one anime series and watch it all over again, what would you choose?
Easy. Graham knows this answer for me. If
Okay.
he gets it wrong, then you know my
It's Attack on
answer for
Titan.
this. Of course. Okay.
Of course.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay.
For sure. I wouldn't choose a particular anime unless it was a specific condition. George and I watched Grimgar, and I had watched it before, and when we were setting up one
Is
of the
that the one
episodes, yes.
Where the guy says he's like the strongest fighter in the world?
No, Grimgar is
Red-headed
the
dude?
fantasy one. It's the fantasy one. Okay, you'll remember what it is when I describe the scenario. So
Okay,
we
sure.
watched this show together, and accidentally one time I put on the episode ahead of the episode we were supposed to watch, and a character had died. And it ruined the entire experience and reveal of that character dying. And it was such... In the show, when you watch it in the proper order and you don't know it's coming, it's a huge emotional gut punch. Like, massive. It just wrecks you. It's crazy. But I had accidentally put on the episode after that where they're like already talking about the funeral and stuff. And George is like, wait a second. What happened? This character died? And I was like, what have I done? And it's honestly one of my greatest regrets because Grimgar is one of my favorite, like, top 5 anime of all time. So if I could do it again, I would wipe our memories and we would just watch that. That would be great. So that's what I would do. Other than that, I don't really have any shows that I'm like, I need to watch it again. I don't really watch stuff. I don't even play games over usually. So yeah.
I don't do that either. I rarely rewatch things. Like, it's a very fine exception when I reconsume a piece of entertainment.
Yeah.
But if I could forget Attack on Titan and rewatch it again, I do it in a heartbeat. If I could forget Lord of the Rings and rewatch the trilogy again, I'd forget it in a heartbeat. Bro, you cry at Himmel and frickin' Frieren's relationship. I cry at frickin' King Theoden's speech when he motivates everyone to charge to their deaths. So
that's so funny. That is great. Okay, that's a great question. Very good questions so far, guys.
Yes.
March Comes in Like a Lion is a really good art house drama. Yeah, it seems pretty interesting. It's pretty popular. I've heard good things. Super excited hearing about Oshinoko. Fair enough about Chainsaw Man. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Chainsaw Man in the future, but you'll get your Oshinoko. Don't you worry about that. Gintama is hilariously funny. It's very, very long. I don't know. I tried to watch Gintama, but I really couldn't get into the humor of it, to be honest. I really like Nichijou, and I feel like they're similar in some ways. But yeah, Gintama just never really spoke to me as being that funny, but it is very popular. So we probably won't ever watch it on the Anime Club, but Nichijou, it could happen. Does the Consignment to Oblivion appeal to you as a character? The Consignment to Oblivion. Can you unpack that a little bit more, or do you kind of get what Rack is getting at?
I think I understand. Like, a character who knows, who basically gives himself into the descent, either morally or physically or whatever. Is that kind of what you're saying, Raka?
Ashes and Illusion. Grimgar, Ashes and Illusion. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yep, Grimgar. I love it. I fucking love that show. I just desperately want a season 2, but I know it's never going to come. Graham, show him Konosuba. Konosuba, I watched the first episode of that, and I turned it the frick off. I thought it was fricking just... I couldn't stand the characters. Holy frick, I couldn't stand them. It's a very popular show. At some point, I will say this, though. At some point, we will probably watch Konosuba. It's very popular. It's a silly, silly show. It's basically like, let's take D&D people, make them retarded, and that's like the whole show, basically.
Okay.
That's basically the whole show. Good. It's like the worst people ever. And yeah, so that's something we'll probably watch, at least season 1, to see what George's reaction and my reaction past episode 1 is. Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah. We're gonna watch we're gonna watch Overlord at some point. That's definitely gonna come.
Yeah, you told me about this one, that you really like that one.
Overlord is sick. I have rewatched Overlord once past the first time, and I loved it. I really enjoyed rewatching it. And that's been several years since, though. And so for season 5, I think is coming out eventually. We'll I don't know how we're gonna get through all the seasons of Overlord. There's so much. But there's an anime that combines Overlord, Konosuba, Re:Zero, and another anime that I can't remember the name of, all in one. They're all together. All the characters are together in the show. It's like yeah, it's really weird. It's like a spin-off where all the characters come together. So at some point, if we watch, like, we're watching Re:Zero right now, there's Overlord that we'll watch, Konosuba we can watch, and then we probably watch that other fourth one. I can't remember. Isekai Quartet. Tanya the Evil. Yeah, Tanya the Evil is the show, that fourth show. And then Isekai Quartet is where they bring them all together. It brings 4 isekais together in one kind of chibi comedy type of show. So
so it's not like canonically...
No, not canonically. It's like a chibi kind of thing. They're in high school or something. It's really funny. You remember the Attack on Titan high school one?
I've never watched it, but I know that's a thing.
You didn't watch it? Okay.
Nope.
But I've heard Isekai...
I had zero interest in watching that. Even if it's in the Attack on Titan universe, just the whole premise, I was like, okay, all right. Fair enough.
Yeah, so... Camera, thank you. Yeah, so if I really like watching characters from different series that I like coming together and chatting, especially the Overlord characters and the ReZero characters that I generally like. Konosuba can go, toss grass or whatever the frick. And Tanya the Evil, I don't know anything about Tanya the Evil other than she's a psycho, so that could be fun to watch too. So we'll probably watch all that stuff at some point. That'd be a really fun thing to come together and watch, I think.
Okay.
Konosuba is It's Always Sunny. Zero is like a Game of Thrones serious, imagining together in schools and telling them to figure it out. Yeah, basically. That's true. Konosuba is like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but fantasy adventurers.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great way of putting it.
Might potentially enjoy that then. All right.
Are you an Albedo fan? Yeah, Albedo's pretty good. I like Albedo. Yeah, I can't remember who my favorite girls in that show were. It's the elf boy. The elf boy Trap is absolutely my favorite. He's great. Tanya the Evil is World War I Isekai. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really interested in checking out Tanya the Evil. But all right, well,
okay.
This has been a lot of fun, guys.
Real quick, do you have 100+ episode anime you really like?
Oh, I would say
One Piece for you, yeah?
One Piece, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
One Piece is like my second favorite. I don't know. One Piece and Frieren are like, I love them equally, but for very different reasons. They're totally different. Like, One Piece is not peak fiction, but there is no better adventure than and like characters that you grow to like love over such a long period of time than One Piece. It's amazing. Mara and Ara, yeah. They're great. They're so cute.
And I asked the Oblivion question when the topic was committing to being the bad guy. Yagami Light would be a good example. Do I enjoy that?
You did say that you wanted to watch more shows with villains, right?
Yeah, but I like it more rather than the guy like, not to say, because I have watched One Note or Death Note. One Note, freaking too much work on the brain, freaking Microsoft OneNote. No, but I did like Death Note. That was really good. I guess I really, to be honest, I like anything when executed properly. It's more of like when I have preferences to things. Is that my preference? I would say no, but if it's executed properly, then I'll enjoy it and like it. So,
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. Yeah. Microsoft Death Note. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. If you write your name in the spreadsheet, you'll die.
Oh boy.
Oh frick.
It's true. Everyone who has ever written their name on a spreadsheet or ever will die.
Will die. Wow. Crazy.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, with that happy note out of the way, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a really fun stream. We're glad people tuned in. We may consider doing one for the year anniversary of the channel, but maybe not. I don't know what we would do in a video or a stream like that. If you want to join the Discord and recommend like clips and stuff for us to watch, maybe we could do that at the beginning of next year for the 1 year anniversary. Watch a bunch of anime clips, or maybe watch something live. Maybe it might be difficult to watch something live with how things are with copyright. But it's been a good time, guys. Thank you.
Good time. We're going on a brief break for the holidays. Yes.
Ooh.
Brief break for the holidays, but we will be back next year.
Yes.
Hitting the ground running with more reactions. We'll miss you guys, but
so we're going to be pausing
to come.
For anyone on the Patreon. If we can do it on the membership side on YouTube, we'll do that as well, but we'll be pausing for 2 weeks, both the payment and the episode. So you won't be paying anything extra on the Patreon while the episodes aren't coming out. We'll pause that. If we do the same on the YouTube side, I don't know if that's possible, but if it is, we'll pause that too. But yeah, we'll have 2 weeks. It'll be what are we at right now? We're on the 14th in Japan, at least. Yeah, so next week you're gonna see stuff coming out on YouTube and on Patreon, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I want to say yes. Yeah.
Probably, yes. And then the week of the 22nd and the 29th, excuse me, you're going to have nothing. There's going to be nada. We're going to take 2 weeks. I'm going to Canada because I'm Canadian. It's been a long time.
Going to
It's been 6
the
years.
motherland.
That's right. It's been 6 years since I've been back to Canada, so I'm going to go back and rescue my anime figurines from my mother, who's going to throw them out. And then I will come back to Japan, and we will start in the new year with some delicious, wonderful anime. So
right.
yeah, thank you everyone for the wonderful time. It's almost 6 a.m. time to go to bed. Thank you guys for the stream.
Boy.
You are so welcome. Thanks for the stream. Thank you guys.
Thank you for tuning in. Yes.
Yeah, we really appreciate it a lot. This means a lot to us. It's very much fun to do this stuff, and literally the support is what keeps us going. So any
100%.
support that you have, if monetary or not, it means the world to us. So yeah,
That's
thanks
right.
everybody.
Even the views, even just the view.
Even just the views. I would normally at the end of streams on the Game Club, we switch to thanks for watching, but the thanks for watching is going to be Game Club edition. So everyone,
Okay.
you'll just have
Enjoy
to
the
bear with it.
special- Yes, exactly.
It's a Game Club ending screen. I forgot to change it, but we really appreciate everybody, and we'll see you
It is what it
in
is.
the next one.
Take care.
See you, everybody.